everybody, my name is Jerk, and welcome to the Big Shoe. It's hump day, and that means the freaking weekend is right around the corner, and that means getting back on the party train. It also means that we are less than 48 hours from being reunited with legendary tier certified Kraken printer, Kleber. And speaking of certified Kraken printers, let's get today's guest out here because this is a quick match, and if I don't hurry, the game will be over before I even bring them out. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the premium tier 3 German battleship and heroic hand-to-hand fighter. Give it up for Nassau. That's right, folks. Nassau is back after an 80 Kraken hiatus. I think the last time we showed this was right before it became a fully licensed to Thrill WoW CC back in January. And before we get much further than this, let me get the Foo Fighters and modules up on the big screen. We've got a full secondary meme build at the hands of Celiax, Von Hipper, and Kedrov, and we are also on the map Polar, which is a first for the big show, I think. Now, as you all know, I prefer to do my seal clubbing in the top tiers, but by golly, sometimes you just want to sit back and unbuckle your brain, and I still have the weekly premium missions to do, which is why I was strutting my golden fists around town. For those of you unlucky enough to not have this ship who love brawling, you really need to keep your eyes and wallet at the ready for its return because it is without a doubt the funnest battleship you can own. It has AA to compete with carriers now. Sorry, Arkansas. It's got primary guns surrounding it for maximum deletus, and it's protected by a ring of impenetrable secondaries which can shred destroyers and hit the citadel of any cruiser you run into. So when the secondaries open up, you know the party is about to start. It also has a target acquisition system at tier 3 and an artillery plotting room for maximum over-the-top lulls, so you could put Von Hipper or some other accuracy commander on here, but there's really no need. It's tier 3, and you can really get away with doing whatever you want, especially if at the start of the match you pull up the lineup and see the red team is made up of default badges. Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. And there's our first close quarters combat of the match. Now, I was asked recently if I could add a bit more explanation into my commentary about why I am moving to where I am and how I am reading the minimap, and I will try to remember to inject a little bit of that into future videos. But as it is in my memory banks at this moment, I will say that the reason I am turning out right now is because I do not want to be right next to my team. I want to get back to B and drive up the middle to create a crossfire. If you look at the minimap, you will see both the blue and red team out west are flowing west, and if you look to the east, both the blue team and red team are flowing east. So that means if I turn myself around and drive up the middle, I will have access to broadsides on both teams. Now, this is a small map, so even with my limited brawling range, I can pretty much cover the entire thing. So staying centrally located is going to give me access to the most red ships possible. But by utilizing islands, I can control where torpedoes can be shot at me from. And these are the basic principles of battleships regardless of what tier you're playing. Set up crossfires, catch broadsides, use islands to control incoming fire and torpedoes. Hello. We just took one to the kisser right there, but it's alright. Like I've said before, your health pool allows you to do certain maneuvers and risk it for the biscuit. I've got 5 heals and still plenty of health, and if I have to take a shot there to get to the power position, right smack dab in the middle, then I really have no problem with that exchange. Now, as for this destroyer, they may be thinking that Aha, we have Jerk. They are trapped in here with me, but in all actuality, this destroyer is trapped in here with me. So this is going to be the third ship sunk, and we'll take a hard right because look at what we have here. We have access to the broadside of the remaining battleship and cruiser, and a carrier that is quickly running out of room to flee. So let's go ahead and pick up a high caliber while we remove this Karlsruhe, and then we will turn to angle in against the Wyoming and deal with this pesky carrier. Just gonna wait for these guns to reload once more. And here it comes. Alright, that is going to be ship number 4. And as you can see, I've got these islands protecting me from any more shots from that Wyoming. And we can just turn right in and start getting our guns to rotate for this carrier. Now, a lot of times, you will hear people talk about being out of position, and that is another area that players need to focus on. Sure, this Wyoming can shoot through that hole and get a shot there in on me, but they don't really have any impact on this game at this point. There aren't any targets for them to shoot at, and if you reload every 30 seconds, that means you have the potential to fire your guns 28 times in a battle. And as such, in the majority of games, if you can't fire your guns, then you're in a bad position. At least as far as battleships go. Tanking, damage, and big hits are your bread and butter. Service costs are not impacted by the death of your ship, so there is no sense in saving all your health until the end of the match if that means you're the last one alive going up against a team of 6 Reds. With that all in mind, sooner or later we're going to get a Citadel shot on this ship. Maybe a double Citadel. It'd be great to depth strike them. Uh-oh. You know it is up for yoinks right now. But because the majority of my team is also out of position, this should not be a problem. And we will, in fact, be picking up Kraken 256 with this shot in the Nassau.
Wir haben einen gegnerischen Flugzeugträger versenkt.
Alright, let's see the scoreboard. 2,279 XP for a good game, along with a Confederate high caliber, 2 dev strikes, and a close quarters medal, so pretty typical for this ship. As for the rest of the teams, GG. I can't fault either team, it is tier 3, and the Nassau is OP. So that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you have your settings so you can see the golden fists, hit like. If unlike me, you know what this ship looks like without a camo, hit dislike. Questions, comments, anything you'd like to see so long as it's the Kleber, leave it down below. And if you're ready to Kleber, then hit Kleber. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll get back out there for another one soon, and we'll talk then.